I think when we think professionalism, we think proximity to whiteness.
Yeah.
So, however you fit into that category is what's deemed as professional.
Yeah.
Instead of understanding that there are different types of people in corporate settings and professional settings.
Yeah.
So I think to honor people's individuality and their expression of culture, whether it be through beauty, whether it be through fashion, I think that should be honored and understood. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the clean girl look and how Black women and Afro-Latinas are perceived in the workplace.
And later, we'll catch up with creative entrepreneur King Steph right here on Shades of Beauty. What's up, y'all? We're back with another edition of Shades of Beauty, where we celebrate all shades all the time. I'm Yoey.
And I'm Simone.
And today we're gonna discuss what it means to look professional in the workplace. There's this idea that clean girls have their hair slicked back, and if you wear baggy pants, you're suddenly too urban. Simone, how do you think this concept of looking professional has evolved or hasn't evolved over the years?
I think when we think professionalism, we think proximity to whiteness.
Yeah.
So, however you fit into that category is what's deemed as professional.
Yeah.
Instead of understanding that there are different types of people in corporate settings and professional settings.
Yeah.
So I think to honor people's individuality and their expression of culture, whether it be through beauty, whether it be through fashion, I think that should be honored and understood.
Yeah. I totally agree. And there's so many layers. There's the hair and what it means to look professional in hairstyles, nails,
right,
makeup. Some people prefer more natural makeup over like a whole glammed up eyeshadow,
right,
lip, and even the shoes. Like there's so many layers to what it means to look professional or unprofessional.
right.
It's kind of wild. Have you seen like it change at all? Do you think like?
I think we definitely saw a stride when I believe there was some like amendment that allowed for jobs to discriminate based on like people's hairstyles. And I think that was like recently lifted.
Yeah.
So that, allowed for people to have natural, like Black people and Afro-Latinos to have natural hairstyles, protective hairstyles. Which doesn't make sense to me how like braids or locks isn't seen as professional when like it's just our hair. Like
it's just our hair, and honestly, it's tight and put together. Like,
I'm sorry, braids are always neat. So I'm trying to figure out, like, especially if they're done well.
Yeah.
And like Black people have been we are taught to take care of our hair outside of that. So for the most part, like that specific hairstyle is known to be neat. Yeah. So when you hear that, like that's considered more like sloppy or not as you don't care as much about your appearance, it's like, that's racism.
That's racism. Because you see these parts on your head right now.
Neat.
Clean.
You see that like
boxes,
neat,
babe.
Literally.
Neat.
You know what I'm saying?
How could you ever think?
Right. Exactly. And have you? We talked about like clean beauty. We mentioned it. Have you heard about that concept recently?
I'm just now getting hip to this, and it kind of blew me because the slick back and the makeup but no makeup or liner with gloss. I'm like, that has a name. We gave it a name because that's just kind of regular in my life growing up.
Been doing. Like I remember being like 14, wanting to go to the mall with my friends. To me, the cutest look was hoop earrings and some lip gloss.
Yes,
that was like you getting cute.
The Beauty Supply lip gloss.
The Beauty Supply, the thick one too, so that your lips were glossy and like booming.
Yes,
but that's seen as like the no makeup looking for me, because I remember I tweeted about this at one point. Because we were like, oh, the clean girl aesthetic, like I'm glad that the Black girls are coming into the clean girl aesthetic.
And
I'm like, right. I'm like, first of all, not only have we been doing that, but the girls that we see, for the most part, are conventionally attractive, thinner. I mean, I see like some chocolate girls in there too, but a lot of them have more refined features. So it's like, how is that considered clean?
Yeah.
Because their features are slimmer, sleeker.
Closer in proximity
to whiteness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now it's a thing.
And now it's a thing, and it's called clean girl beauty.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like Glossier products. Like these are just more like lightweight BB cream, like we said.
Yeah.
And I think there's a place for that. I think it can be cute. Like that's also something, that's a look that I like to do when I'm just like out and about doing my, my everyday errands.
I don't think it's this big revolution. Like it's not this big like new thing.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy that it's trending right now, because I'm like, well, shoot, most of my family don't really wear heavy makeup like that. So
exactly,
everyone's doing the clean girl look, and they've been doing it in my family. So
and you talk about how you feel the cutest when you have on like hoops, some lip gloss, you got the, you know, little baggy, you know, a tight fitting top, some baggy pants, some sneakers, and you feel good. And that's, you know, the clean girl look mixed with this urban ideology.
Oh, not
you know, like
urban.
Right. I don't know. That always feels weird to me.
That
Like,
word
what
feels
is
weird because it just feels like, just say black.
right?
It comes from black culture.
Black
You could
culture
just say
influenced. Right. It influenced this urban move. Or if we're gonna talk about the fashion, let's say streetwear, casual.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's like this. They're trying to kind of
it's like tiptoe.
tiptoeing, walking on thin ice around the subject, and just be like,
just say it.
Like
normalize it.
Right? Like when you're in a professional setting and a white person's like, you know, darker African
black
people, blacks, and I'm like,
I hate blacks.
Blacks be killing me, blacks.
Or the blacks.
Yeah, the blacks is wild. But it's like when you make it this weird thing to tiptoe around, you're kind of like alluding to the fact that you're uncomfortable with just saying what it is. I am so glad that we are discussing this, but we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will get King Steph's opinion. So stay tuned here on Shades of Beauty.